Hello everyone and welcome back to this lecture. Now previously we have seen regarding risk management. We have seen how important and crucial risk management is in order to become a profitable and a professional trader. Now in this lecture we are going to see regarding the psychology of a trader. What psychology a trader must have once he is entering in this market, we are going to see that. So number one point is trade in a right direction. Suppose if the price is going up or if the price is in uptrend, it is always advisable to take a buying position. Same way, if the price is coming down or if the price is in downtrend, it is advisable to take a selling position or a shorting position. Now some professional traders, what they do, they take a counter position. Suppose if the market is in uptrend, they will short their position, or if the market is in downtrend, they will buy some positions. Now, in order to take a counter position, you need to be very much experienced and a skilled trader. But for right now, if you are a beginner or if you have spent less time in front of market, it is always advisable to trade in a right direction. This means if the price is going up or if it is an uptrend, you need to take a buying position, or if the price is coming down or it is in downtrend, you need to sell your position. So this is our point number one. Second point is trade in a right market. Some people, they trade in stocks, some people they trade in index, some people they trade in currencies, and some people they trade in commodities and so on. So it is up to you in which particular market you are comfortable in. For me, particularly, I trade in index market mostly, and then I trade in stocks also. I feel much comfortable trading in index market because I am doing it for a long time, and sometimes I trade in stocks also. So it is up to you in which particular market you are comfortable. So second point is trade in a right market. Number 3 is respect your stop loss. Now, when I was discussing with you regarding risk management, I told you that during my initial days, I was not keeping my stop loss. And the result was I suffered a huge amount of loss. And then I started keeping my stop loss in each and every trade I was taking. And yeah, my risk was very much less and my reward was very much good. So you need to understand the importance of stop loss. Beginners, what they do, suppose if they took a buying position and if the market is coming down, their stop loss is this. So if the market is coming down, what they will do? They will keep on increasing or keep on changing their stop loss position. They will then change their stop loss to here. And if the market is coming down here, then they will change their stop loss to the next position and so on. And the result is more and more of loss. So you need to respect your stop loss. If the price is coming to your stop loss and if it hits your stop loss, you need to exit immediately and then you have to wait for your next setup. This is very much important. Okay. So respect your stop loss. If the price is coming to your stop loss and if it hits your stop loss, accept your loss and then wait for your next setup. This is our point number 3. Point number 4 is be patient and control your emotions. See what will happen once your stop loss gets hit, you will most of the traders, they will get angry, and in order to cover up their losses, they will start doing over trading. This is our 5th point also, so I am covering this also. Because they are not controlling their emotions, they will start doing over trading in order to cover up their losses. And this over trading is the only reason why most of the traders suffer losses. Why? Because they are not controlling their emotions. So you need to control your emotions. If you see your loss or if your stop loss gets hit, accept your loss. You need to be humble. In order to stay in this market for a long time. So accept your loss and you need to control your emotion. Okay, and stop doing this over trading. If you can control your emotions, automatically you will stop doing over trading, and yeah, you will end up in a profit note. So for point number 4 is you need to be patient and you need to control your emotions, and once you're controlling your emotions, you will stop doing over trading. So point number 5 is you do not need to do any sort of over trading. Point number 6 is if you have a loss, accept it instead of blaming others. As I have said, once you suffer a loss or once your stop loss gets hit, you exit immediately. Most of the time and most of the traders, they suffer losses because they keep on changing their stop loss position and the market again hits their new position. Then the market hits their new stop loss position. Finally, the trader will give up and the market is going to hit their stop loss, right? So it is better to accept your loss early before it is too late. So if you have a loss, accept it instead of blaming others. Most of the time you will be angry, you will blame some others. Or in some cases, if you are taking tips from Telegram group, you will start shouting at them that because of your trade I have suffered losses. So you need to understand, you need to start learning by yourself, and then you need to accept your loss, which is very much important. You need to be humble. If you want to make money from this market, you need to be humble. Okay, so this is our point number 6. Point number 7 is take trade only when your setup is fulfilled. Suppose if your setup or strategy is giving you a buying position, take your buying position, and if your setup is giving you a selling position, take your selling position. You need to follow your setup, you need to follow your strategy, which is very much important. Usually what happens, if the market is in sideways and suddenly if a big green candle is formed, most of the traders, especially the new ones, they will be tempted to enter in this particular green candle. Yeah, it happens to everyone, because they will expect that the next candle will also be a green candle and they will take a good amount of profit. But what happens? The next candle will be an equally big red candle and your stop loss will get hit. And if you have not kept your stop loss, the very next candle will also be a red candle and you will suffer more and more loss. Why? Because your setup, your strategy didn't give you any signal regarding buying or selling, still you entered. Why? Because you didn't control your emotions. So you need to control your emotion and you need to wait for your setup or strategy to give you a particular trade. The trade can be either on buying side or it can be on selling side. But it is very important for you to follow your strategy, to follow your setup. Control your emotions. There will be times when the market will form big green candle like this, it will form a big red candle like this, and you will be tempted to enter that particular candle. So control your emotions and do not enter any trade if your setup or strategy is not giving you a particular trade. Okay, so this was our point number 7. And point number 8 is don't rush to take trades. As I said, if a green candle is forming, even if your setup is not giving you a buying position, please do not enter. You are going to suffer a loss. Trust me. Okay, so don't rush to take trades. If your setup is giving you a trade, then and only then enter. Okay, so first think and then act and see if your setup is fulfilled or not. If your strategy is giving you a buying position, take your buying position. If your strategy is giving you a selling position, take your selling position. This is very much important. It is very much important to control your emotion and to follow your strategy. Now in the upcoming lectures, I am going to teach you 13 strategies. You can select 1 or 2 strategies of what you like and you follow those strategies dedicatedly. Okay, so let us move on to the next slide. So let us move into the next slide. Even if you lose, don't worry, because tomorrow is another day. If you have your loss or if your stop loss gets hit, you need to accept your loss first. This is where most of the traders does their mistake. If their stop loss gets hit, they will start doing over trading. And as I have discussed earlier, over trading is the only reason why most of the traders are in loss right now. So if your stop loss gets hit, you need to accept your loss first. You need to give more priority to your risk management. You need to give more priority to your risk management and you need to follow your risk to reward ratio. And your risk to reward ratio should be 1:2 or 1:3. This should be your risk to reward. I personally follow 1:3 risk to reward ratio. But you need to either select 1:2 or 1:3. So even if you have loss for 1 or 2 days, on third day, if it is a profitable day, you are going to cover up your losses and you are going to be in a profit. So you need to follow your risk to reward ratio, and you need to give more priority to your risk management. You need to be a disciplined trader. You need to be patient. And if you are patient, trust me, the market is going to reward you for that. There is a huge potential in this market. There is a huge amount of money in this market, and you need to know how to take money from this market. And for that, you need to be patient. You need to be disciplined. And most importantly, you need to trade like a professional. Either your trade should hit your stop loss, as I have discussed earlier, or your trade should hit your target. It should be either one of them. It should either hit your trade or it should either hit your stop loss. You need to control your emotions, because one thing is for sure, every day is not going to be a profitable day. And if you are entering in this market expecting to be profitable, then for sure you are not going to be profitable every day. You will get your losses, right? And at that time, risk management is the concept which is going to help you. Risk management is the concept which is going to help you from exiting that losing position. So start giving more priority to your risk management. Okay, so let us summarize what we have learned in this session of psychology of a trader. We have seen that you need to trade in a right direction. You need to trade in a right market. I don't know whether you are trading in currency, commodities, stocks or index, but whatever market you are comfortable in, you need to trade in that particular market. You need to respect your stop loss. If your stop loss gets hit, accept your loss and then wait for your next setup. You need to be patient and you need to control your emotions. If you are controlling your emotions, automatically you won't overtrade. Okay? And then if you have a loss, you need to accept it, because one thing is for sure, that every day is not going to be a profitable day. Right? So if you have a loss, accept it and take trade only when your setup is giving you a trade, or if your strategy is giving you a trade. If your strategy is giving you a buying trade, then take a buying trade. If your strategy or setup is giving you a selling trade, then take a selling trade. And don't rush to take trades. There will be times when when there will be a formation of a big red or green candle and you will be tempted to enter in this candle. But if your setup is not giving you a trade, then don't enter. Okay? You need to control your emotions so that you won't overtrade. So I hope you understood the concept of psychology in trading, and in the next lecture we are going to start with our strategies. So see you all in the next lecture. Take care everyone.